we're going to give these games away. It's not that they're bad games.
Hopefully, someone in our audience will love it, and we can send it to you, and you'll get to enjoy it.
So we are back after a very long hiatus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a couple years. It's been a wild ride.
We're still, in our board game collection hobby. We still go to GenCon. We're actually getting ready for GenCon this year. And one of the problems I had is that we keep coming back with games from GenCon, and we have games that we got at last GenCon that we haven't played.
We have games from years ago that we haven't played. I think we've picked up games over the years thinking, well, this is something we'll play with the kids when they get a little bit older, or once we get to this stage of life, and it just hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of games. I finally made the decision we're going to call our collection. Yeah, we're going to get rid of games.
As I'm sure a lot of you know, with extensive collections, it's hard to do. It's hard to get rid of board games, I am personally a very sentimental person. I think, this game we got this year at Gen Con, the kids really loved it. We sat and we learned to play this, but we've never actually played it. Mm-hmm. So it's time. It's time to move on, make room for new things.
We're just going to go shelf by shelf, and it either stays or it goes. The way that they're organized on shelves, it's not alphabetical, it's not by genre or anything, it's where it fit. Mm-hmm. So it's just a random selection from our collection. We're going to go shelf by shelf and get rid of these games. I'll do the surprise now rather at the end. We're going to give these games away. It's not that they're bad games. Any given reason why we're going to get rid of this particular game is there's another game in our collection that satisfies the same itch, or it's just we realize it'll never get to the table, like some of the larger games.
Yep. Things that we've, we played once, didn't really enjoy, someone else might like better, things like that. Things that we never got around to that at this point we've outgrown. So hopefully someone in our audience will love it, and we can send it to you, and you'll get to enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll figure out the logistics of that, and it'll be at the end how we're going to disseminate these games.
Yeah. And honestly, that's how he got me to be okay with it. Again, I'm very sentimental, but if someone else will love it, then feel free to have it.
Okay, so on our first shelf here, we're just going to start top to bottom, left to right. Mm-hmm. First one up is Monumental. It is a big box.
Yes.
It's a big game.
Takes up a lot of space.
I remember that I originally got this game because it's Funforge, and Funforge did Tokaido, and that edition of Tokaido, their collector, the big collector edition,
beautiful.
Was amazing.
Love it.
So here's Funforge coming out with another mini game. It was Civilization. I thought I was going to be all over it.
Oh, we played it once. I was super excited about all the minis because we're into painting minis. We never got around to painting any of these. But the problem that we had with it, we play a lot of things 2 players. And this did not play very well at 2 players. We were at opposite ends of the map. We didn't interact. We were just kind of doing our own thing. We may as well have just been playing solo games. So that did not sit well with me.
Yeah, well, I did force some interactions, but the interaction was not really necessary to achieve our goals.
So we played it that one night a couple of times, have not pulled it off the shelf since, and that was probably at least 5 years ago. It's been a while.
Yeah. Anyway, this one is, I was really looking forward to painting the minis. We have a lot of games that we paint minis. So this one is going to leave our collection. There are other Civilization-style games, even on this shelf, that I would probably play instead.
Before that, yeah, for sure.
Next up on the shelf, we're also getting rid of this one. It's Oceans by North Star Game Studio.
So this is part of I don't know if it's part of Evolution, but it sort of stems from Evolution, which is a fantastic game, which I think is part of the reason we don't play this game. We've pulled out Evolution multiple times with our family recently. They've really gotten into it. And so we've never felt the need to pull this off the shelf.
Yeah, and that's just it. When I see Oceans up on the shelf, it's like, oh yeah, Oceans, that's a good game. But if I'm in the mood to play Oceans, I'm definitely in the mood to play Evolution. And so we just play Evolution. That's just the way it works. This game has been a sore spot with me for a long time. Beautiful box on the front. Mm-hmm. Beautiful box on the back. Doesn't really show you what the game looks like, okay? It has the worst sides. Any board game on our collection text. Every single side is just text.
Yeah, definitely does not look good on a shelf.
No, it looks terrible on the shelf. So I'm not sad to see this go. It was a good, fun game. Yeah, I mean,
It's the same idea as Evolution. It plays a little differently, slightly different mechanics. But again, not going to reach for that if we have Evolution.
so the next one on our list that is not going to make the cut is a lot of you will probably recognize this game as an outstanding game, Rising Sun. What a great game to be getting rid of. Brand new, still in the box, never played. I got this game years ago when it came out because I grew up playing Shogun, or what's now called Samurai Swords, and I saw this as a better version of Shogun. But yeah, this is probably never going to make it to my table.
Well, I've never played Shogun, but we do have an old version of it, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting up on a shelf. So, I mean, I probably would rather play that game because of the sentimental value that it has for him, just so that I can experience that with him. Now, I've never actually looked at this game before, but looking at the back of the box, the minis that are in here look spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is pretty sad that we're getting rid of it. They look really complicated to play.
Are you vetoing this one?
Maybe we'll have to think about this.
The problem I have with this game and why I know it's not going to make it to my table is because it's one of those, the person at the table who understands the rules most wins. And there's a lot of games like that. And that's going to be me. Mm-hmm. Like in our play group, I'm going to be the one that plays this the most. So it's just going to be, hey, everybody come and play this game with John and let's watch John win. Or I can throw the game.
So I'm going to hate it, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know that you're going to hate it. My concern is that people aren't going to have a very good time.
So I have this problem with Scythe. Scythe is a great game. It's beautiful. It's fun. Again, we play it a lot, 2 players. And so when we play together, John just stomps me, which is not super fun. If I know every time going into this game that I don't have a chance to win, then why would I want to play that?
Yeah. And I can sit there and I can coach through things. You don't want to do that. You're probably better off doing this. And then I'm kind of playing both sides of the table.
Which also gets not fun after a while.
Yeah. And, even scaling up to more people, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be teaching this game to them. Unless, it's one of our friends that already has this game. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, we can play their copy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to own it if we're never going to play it just stuff.
Right. So this one is up for grabs. We have all the expansions to it, or all the original Kickstarting expansions. Oh. Still sealed in the box. It's, I bet this is kind of expensive.
Probably.
Probably.
So this one's my fault. So we got this at GenCon.
So many years ago.
Yeah, when our kids were little. And we even sat down in a room and learned how to play it for like an hour. And I was like, oh, this is great. We already know how to play it. We'll play it. But our kids were small at the time. And I was like, I don't know that we're going to have the patience to actually bust it out. So you can see it is open. We did start setting it up one day. And then we were like, okay, this is going to take too long. And we've never pulled it out since.
Those of you that have played it, it's a lot of token management. It's a lot of small little micromanagement stuff, which to me is the big drawback of the game. Mm-hmm. The concept is great, but it's the micromanagement of so much stuff going on.
Right. And I don't remember very well, but I'm the queen of, oh, wait, I forgot this. Oh, wait, can I do that? And with so many things to manage, I can certainly see that being a problem where, maybe I forgot to feed one pet or I could have done something and I need to go back and do it. And that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah. So even if we brought it out one more time, that would probably be the last time I ever played it. But it never comes out. Always something else gets picked
instead of that. Yeah.
This game.
Yeah. So that is true.
This one goes. So next to it is Imperial Settlers, and I'm not even sure why this one's in my collection. I don't know where it came from. We looked at it. It looks like a Civ building game. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's something. I wonder if I bought it for you. It's probably a recommendation from my brother that we never got around to actually opening. But again, probably because you love Civilization so much, mm-hmm. and that's what it is. So this one, I don't know. I kind of feel like we should try it before we decide to give it away. But I'm going to say that for a lot of games. And are we actually going to get around to trying them? Who knows?
No, it's been on our shelf for years. And when is this game from? It is 2018.
Yeah. I bet if I go through my Amazon cart, it'll be something that I purchased years ago.
Yeah, well, based on the price tag that's on it, I think that's just from Cabbages and Caves.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. I don't know why we have it.
Yep.
And it's not something that I would voluntarily pick off the shelf, especially it's sitting right next to Civilization on the shelf, and I'd rather
play that.
Which, that Civilization game, A New Dawn, is still sealed on my shelf. I'm very much looking forward to playing that, and it is staying in my collection because I think Civilization is one of the best computer games ever made. But yeah, this is another Civ game that we just don't get to. I don't know why we have it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was probably me or the girls that picked it out.
Well, don't say it was the girls. Then I have to keep it. And on the other side of the Civilization game is the quest for El Dorado. This was okay. It was okay.
Again,
It was very okay.
this looked promising, but ended up just being roll and move. Like there was not a lot to do.
There's some stuff to do in the beginning, but then it just evolves into roll and move.
Yeah. So it was, it was okay, but there wasn't very much to it. So we didn't ever want to play it again.
If I am trying to get people to play more board games, this is not a game that I would pull out.
Well, which is a funny thing to say, right? Because we definitely keep games in our collection that are good for teaching and introduction. This, though,
This ain't it.
Yeah, it's not engaging enough to want to pull it out. It doesn't, it's very bland. But it can go free to a new home.
That brings us up to Ghostbusters, complete with dust. Still sealed, though, and still sealed, protected from that dust.
Here you go.
This was a Kickstarter. Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. And then after it came out, there were some very quick reviews and people saying, like, wow, this is a really basic, straightforward game, not fun at all. Thumbs down. And so it went on the shelf, and I never really opened it. I was looking forward to painting it, playing it, and this just kind of sat there. This Kickstarter Deluxe Edition. I don't know. Maybe it'll sit in my collection, maybe it won't, but I'm ready to get rid of it. It's never going to open it. Because I'm going to play if I want to play this, I'm going to play Zombicide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, I feel like what we read about how this game works, it's scenario based, but it seems very similar to Zombicide, but, simple. And so, again, if we're going to play something, we play Zombicide all the time. Our kids are playing it with us now. They're helping us paint the miniatures. And so we're sort of all in that game. So I don't know that we would take a step back to play this.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason we would do it would be nostalgia, right? Our girls recently watched Ghostbusters, so it might be kind of cool to, see the characters in play. But,
I'd still rather just play Zombicide.
Yeah, I probably would have never bought this. I love the movie, but it doesn't.
This was a long time ago, Kickstarter, 2015. It's 9 years. I know. Yeah, it's leaving. I've made up my mind. Next shelf, Zombicide. It's going to stay, obviously.
Multiple expansions, as you can see, not getting rid of that.
Wonder Book that's the girls' game. It's a good game. We picked it up at GenCon.
Yeah, last year. It's
just going to keep it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we haven't even played it through yet. We have been playing it, but we're not done.
Raiders of the North Sea. That's the deluxe box. Got all the expansions in it. That's one of my top 10 games of all time. Flamecraft. That's the girls' game, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I've never played it. They've played it.
They've played it. Yeah, they pull it out with friends.
That's a Gen Con purchase, I believe. Mansions of Madness. The only reason I have it's still sealed, but the only reason I have that is it was a Prime Day purchase. I think it was like $40 or something. Like if I'm ever going to get this game,
now's the time.
It's going to be for $40. And so there it is. We looked at it the other day. Looks interesting. We'll probably pull it out with the girls.
Mm-hmm. Maybe in the fall, since it's spooky.
Maybe. Let's see. Going down the shelves, we're on the bottom now. Apiary, the new Stonemaier Bees in Space.
Oh, yeah. We haven't opened it yet.
Haven't played it yet.
Stonemaier, love Stonemaier games, so chances that we're not going to like it are pretty low.
Yeah, next to that, Wormspan, the retelling of Wingspan. It's a good game. It's not Wingspan, but it's a good game in its own right.
Yeah, and I think so. It would be very familiar if you've played Wingspan, but I think it's different enough to still be a good game.
Yeah, it's not one of those where, oh, I'll just play Wingspan instead, or get rid of Wingspan, I'll just play Warspan instead. They're both good games.
Right.
Dinosaur Island, did we end up deciding we're going to keep that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Evolution, obviously, we've talked about that one a lot. We are keeping that. Aftermath, post-apocalyptic with mice. Yeah, we're keeping that.
Yeah.
I'm sure the girls are going to love that one. Stuffed Fables is next to that. That's the expansion. We're still playing Stuffed Fables. So Alien Frontiers. So I'm always on the search for a good space game, and I heard that was a good one. I haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. I love space games, but they have to be good. And if they're not good, get rid of them. Same with Cosmic Encounter. Haven't played it yet. I heard it's great. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. Mm-hmm. And then Tokyo Highway.
So this was a GenCon purchase.
Mm-hmm. Long time ago.
Actually, and probably a recommendation of my brother's because...
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, it looks really fun. It's a sort of dexterity game. So we thought that it would be fun to play with our kids. Now, it may have been the same GenCon or the one prior where we bought River Dragons. And we got the jumbo version of River Dragons. So...
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was the same Gen Con, but yeah, if we get the itch to even try this, we just pull out River Dragons because River Dragons is a great game. And, talking to my kids, it's an easier sell too, versus, hey, you want to build a very complex highway system, or you want to build bridges and try to cross a lake?
Yeah. I mean, what sounds more fun?
So it's going. All right. Well, that's it for the first shelf. We've got a lot of shelves to go.
Yes.
But we just opened up a whole lot of space right there. That's how many games you can buy now at GenCon. Unless we do another one of these videos before GenCon.
Before then? Okay. Well, we've got a week.
All right. See ya. All right. So we have decided that we are going to try to put these out through our Facebook page. So go ahead and head on over to there and give us a follow. And we'll be posting every few days another game from our collection to give away. And it'll either be a first come, first serve on the comments, or we will randomly select from the people who comment on that specific game that they want. We have a couple of requirements for that. Your Facebook account has to be a real account. You have to be a real person. We're not going to deal with troll accounts, and it can't be a commercial account. For now, we're only doing this to the United States because we are covering the shipping costs on this. But we are taking a couple of games with us to GenCon 2024 this year. We're going to take Monumental and we're going to take Rising Sun with us. So if you happen to be going to GenCon and you see this video in a timely manner, seek us out. You can either find us on the floor. We'll be in cosplay every day. We'll post here what cosplay we're in. Or by Saturday or Sunday, if nobody has run into us, we'll take messages directly Saturday and Sunday, and we'll just to meet up with you. If you're looking for either the Kickstarter Rising Sun or the Kickstarter Monumental. We plan on doing more videos like this in the future to continue to trim down our collection so that we can not feel so bad about getting new games and actually have a place to store them. Best of luck to you if you're looking for one of our games, and we will see you in the next video, or we'll see you at GenCon.